A VPN service provides you a secure encrypted tunnel for online traffic to flow. No one can see through the tunnel and get their hands on your internet data. NordVPN is the best VPN if you're looking for a peace of mind when you use public Wi-Fi, access personal and work accounts on the road, or to keep your browsing history to yourself. Protect all your devices. Do you use Windows at work, Mac OS at home, for your special project? No problem. There's a NordVPN application for each of these, plus apps for iOS, Android, and Android TV. Oh, and also encrypted proxy extensions for Chrome and Firefox. Best of all, with one NordVPN account, you can secure up to 6 devices at the same time. Trust me, I'm doing it right now. Enjoy a fast and stable connection anywhere. Buffering is the ultimate buzzkill, so streaming or downloading files with a slow internet connection is not an option. No worries, you just need a VPN service that offers a fast connection with no limits on bandwidth. You need NordVPN. Choose from over 5,500 NordVPN servers in 59 countries and enjoy the fastest VPN experience. Having more servers means less load, and with the wide variety of locations means there's a higher chance you'll find one nearby. Super fast servers. We're talking 5,200 plus in 59 countries. Unlike Netflix and your favorite entertainment websites. 30-day money-back guarantee protects data while traveling in public, airport coffee shops, cybersec suite, which acts as an ad blocker. How cool is that? Faster connection with Nord links, no data logging, 24/7 customer support. We're talking live chat and emails, and up to 6 simultaneous connections. Double data encryption for increased anonymity. Oh my God, how cool is this? We have a special offer for our listeners right now. Go to nordvpn.com/SurvivorNSFW and use the coupon SurvivorNSFW at checkout to get a two-year plan with a huge discount plus 1 additional month for free. That's NordVPN, NordVPN/SurvivorNSFW. That's SurvivorNSFW. And be sure to use promo code SurvivorNSFW to get yourself a 2-year plan with a huge discount plus 1 additional month for free. NordVPN.com/SurvivorNSFW. That promo code one last time, SurvivorNSFW. Make me with the stop and start intro. Jesus Christ. I'm a little winded. Yes. Oh my God. If I had your cardiovascular activity in me, this would be no breeze. But oh man, I'm not you. You are the man. Yes, Duffy. Welcome to Reality NSFW coverage of the College All-Stars.
I love your intro. I love your energy. It's so cool. So
I'm
cool.
out. That's it. I'm going to take a nap. You're here. The rest of the show's all you.
You got it. But yeah, thank you for joining us, Jess.
Yeah, this is.
You mentioned clear connections and you mentioned clear connections over VPN. I'm a good example of an unclear connection. I've got my family streaming the show right now. Actually, they haven't seen it yet, this episode today, so they're watching it. And hopefully we're still good to go. I don't have fiber yet. They won't run to my house yet. We'll work that out.
How old are the kids?
If anything happens along the way, they are 7 and 9.
And the language is okay. Oh, it's 2 boys, so it's okay.
No, I skip some stuff. I mean, a lot of the social stuff is not made for kids, so actually they don't really get into it too much anyway. I mean, they love seeing Mark, they love seeing Derek, they love connecting with the people. That's key. And of course, they want to look and see for their dad. They're looking for their dad, whenever they can find him.
I have a 13-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they're both daughters. And so I'm like, I mean, I'm Johnny Fairplay, the wild man, but like when it comes to them, I'm just like the most overly protective guy in the world. And then, Matt Bischoff, who also co-hosts some of the shows here at Reality SFW, he's got 2 boys, and it's just like, who can out wild the other. And I'm just like, man, if I had boys, they'd be saying a lot of things my girls don't.
Yeah. It's wild. It's cool being a parent. It's great. I grew up, my mom was a stripper for 10 years. So I don't have traditional parents. I never did. So, and my dad still is just he's the youngest guy in the whole family. So my parents are younger than all of us in spirit. So in that regard, getting old, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Berkeley, but also in Rhode Island. I was born in Rhode Island, and my dad lives there. And my mom left when I was 1 and moved to San Francisco. So I went back and forth for school every other year, Berkeley, Rhode Island. And I got this East Coast, West Coast thing. I loved it. It was awesome. They both remarried and had kids. And I got brothers and sisters on both coasts, and I still go back and forth.
Wow. You're something. Yes.
It's cool. It's fun. It's fun to mix it up.
You're for a lot of people, you were a strange selection for the Challenge All-Stars, but it was so cool because there was so I'm doing my homework preparing, for the season. I used to, my season of Survivor, my first season was 2003. And so I'm in LA, and, we're all hanging at Saddle Ranch all the time, Trishelle and Mark and Cyrus and Katie and everybody. So, it was just it was just this reality community. And so I knew so many of them. I'm just like, oh my God, this is the show for me. And then going into All Stars, they released the cast, and I'm like, well, there's a couple I need to bone up on here. And there's so many videos of, these are the 6 you might not know, and all of them. It's so cool, yes, because they had really cool things to say. They're like, this is probably the coolest guy you don't know, and across the board. And I'm just like, I like this guy. I haven't even seen him yet. And then
thanks.
And then what's episode 2? Your math wizardry comes out to steal the show.
It's wild. I wasn't sure how I'm going to fit in. It's been 18 years. I mean, I did the other shows. I mean, I did go win All Stars, but I'm old school. It was different then. Like Casella said, we were doing sugar cookies in the sand. I mean, I also broke the world record bungee jumping. We did fun stuff too, but it was different then. And I literally hadn't had a television and watched them for many, many years. So I did really check out. I left, I got my 2 master's degrees. I was busy in school. I teach at UC Berkeley. I'm an architect. So I was just busy. Yeah. And for me now, it's just, but I'm always down for adventure. That's part of the reason I left. It was like, I was sort of getting sucked into that reality world. Because at the time, a lot of people are moving to LA, and you probably remember, it's like people are moving to LA. There's only 2 shows. There's Real World and there's Road Rules, right? And then we're all getting sucked into this thing. And should I be a model? Should I go do TV? And I actually just took off on a different adventure and started a nonprofit, worked in San Francisco, did a bunch of activism, things like that. So I'm always on an adventure. And so that's what this is too. When they called me, I was like, let's go. New adventure. This is new to me. It's weird because maybe it's kind of old, but it's new for you. It's new for me. It's new for my family.
I love it. I love it. How did you get younger looking?
I don't know, man. I'm 42. I try to think young and just be young, but kids make me young in a way. Of course, I don't sleep. I sleep half as much as I used to because I have kids, right? But no, when they called me, Mark called me like in July, 4 months before this show might happen, and I never even really thought it would. But I was like, first thing my wife said, first thing I was like, I better go start running or something. I better start getting in shape. And I feel younger. I'm almost at my wrestling weight when I was a wrestler. And I don't know. I would love to wrestle my 20-year-old self at this point now because I got in shape.
What
164.
164.
I'm 164. I was like 185 in the middle of the pandemic. It's all bad. Wow, anyway, I feel great. And that's what was great about the challenge. It really was a good adventure because I just challenge myself first to sort of get my life in shape and get my body in shape, get my mind straight, and then just go for it. Be ready for anything every day. That's just so fun. So fun.
Yeah, it's
I
just
love it.
it's really fun watching you this season because I'm someone who came in watching the show sort of after you already had left. I wasn't old enough yet to really even know what MTV was while you were still on the show, and I was like getting ready for this season, and my friend Ed was like, "Yo, this Jess guy, you're gonna love him. He's great.
Mm.
He's gonna be great TV. He's gonna be right there." And I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. I know all these other people though, and they're really good competitors. I'm like, let's see what Yes can do. And you come in right from the start, not just with strategically or mentally, but you're physically. You're doing so well in like every single challenge that we've been seeing. And I feel like a lot of people sort of didn't realize that when you came back. They're like, oh, Yes is someone to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for the compliments. That's apparently this is part of the fun. I get to come home and after the challenge and meet people like you and hear nice things. So thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a wild challenge and journey for me in that regard. It really took a lot of mental preparation. I think the quarantine is actually a wonderful little reset before we start. I hadn't been able to sleep in or focus on my health or focus on my game plan or anything for my life for 10 days straight in a hotel room. So that was this sort of mastery of how to approach this thing, I think, was to really use that time as perfect as possible. And a lot of us did. I mean, a lot of people were networking like crazy. They were, of course, building their alliances and and I was just like left out of the loop. That's fine. I didn't want to be in the loop, but I had to meet everybody new.
A lone wolf for hire is a pretty good strategy on something like this, right?
I guess so, unless you get thrown out with the garbage on day one. Like I was on the last challenge I did. Well, I had won the challenge 2000, and at that time it was big because it was an all-stars then, and we won a new car. Veronica won us a new car, which was really fun, a Nissan Xterra at the time, skydiving, and I went on to another challenge, the Battle of the Sexes at the time. And they're like, "Oh, you just won. Oh, great. We'll see you later. Bye." And I was the first person voted off. And so I think I know what it's like to be kicked out right away. And they liked me. We were friends. I mean, we got along. They were like, "We like you. We think you're strong. You got 4th place in the challenge. Top 3 people vote the next strongest person out." And so I know what it's like. And I thought it's coming again, but it hasn't happened yet. So I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
I earn every day. I got to earn every day, every single day.
Yeah. Speaking on Veronica, because I was like looking back at some of your stuff, and really from your reality TV career, every single show you did up until this point, Veronica was also there with you. So was it like sort of strange when you finally like you come back for All Stars, it's reality TV again, you see the cast and you're like, "Oh wait, where's my girl? She ain't here."
Well, that's right. Well, I actually got a hold of her, and we hadn't talked in like 12 years, and I was like, "Hey, Veronica, did you get the text from Mark? Are you gonna jump in the game?" And she's like, I might not. She said my passport was expired. And then she was just like, "Good luck. You should totally do it. That'd be great." And I was like, "I'd love to run it with you. Let's go." And she's like, "Maybe I'll see you there. We'll see what happens." But what was cool was she sent a little agent to help me. So like by the 3rd day I was there, Jemmy grabbed me at the 90s party and was like, "Yo, me and you are actually friends, but we don't know each other. But now we do. Veronica sent me to look out for you." And I was just like, "Okay." And it was cool. Jemmy was cool ever since.
That's a pretty cool
I was
guardian
welcomed.
angel. That's a pretty cool
total guardian angel.
On your shoulder there.
Completely. And she was like, "Veronica said, I need to protect you because you're nice and you're honest. And on these challenges, that doesn't go over so well." I was like, "All right, that's my strategy. So here we go."
Well, speaking of Jimmy, we start the episode with previously on the challenge, and somebody lashed out. How cool is that? We had Jimmy in the middle, and then we had Arissa and Beth, who were just at odds moments before. Oh man, I think if someone had to do that over again, I do not think we would have those same 3 participants on that previously on.
I mean, now people came. The previously on things that we were making there was really fun because everyone they were able to laugh at their old selves, and it showed where they've come. And in a way, and now of course we're building new enemies and relationships and new dramas that come out of all this too. But at least some of the old ones got squashed, and that's just cool to see.
Yeah.
Cool to be around.
How insane was last week with Arissa calling out the peanut gallery?
Nobody knew it was coming. She didn't know it was coming. I thought I had my head in the sand. I thought Mark really wasn't going to use a lifesaver. I was like, Mark, don't you use this lifesaver, because I'm like, I didn't realize it's like all just great for TV to just rock the boat all day. But I was saying, hey, let's not rock this boat right now, because when the boat gets rocked and all the weapons come out, I know that I'm getting thrown overboard. So I've sort of keep the peace. And I thought Mark could do it too, but no way. And so then he just dropped the bomb, and then Arissa dropped the bomb too. I feel bad because I told Arissa, I gave her a big pep talk, like, you're not going in. Yeah. He's not going to use it. So she's like, you're all liars out there. And I was like, she's talking to me. I felt bad. And then I realized it gets real. You know, these conversations, like, I realized very quickly that I could spread rumors that hurt people. I could spread lies or negativity that also hurts people and spirals. And so then I knew that, like, if there's drama, it needs to stop with me, not amplify through me. And I realized I was sort of an amplifier at the time, just in trying to sort of help Arissa along, which just totally backfired. We felt bad, but she was struggling in the house with some of the food stuff and her diet issues and things. But that said, and of course, there's a million things that can't be shown, but she bonded with so many of us. She's a special soul. She was a good friend to most of everybody. She was my first yoga student. I knew that if I was going to be in the yard doing yoga, that someone's going to come around and be like, yes, needs to teach yoga. Because no Eric Neese was there. I knew if Eric Neese was coming, then I'm following him for yoga. But he wasn't coming. So I might be the yoga guy, and I better learn how to teach. So I tried to learn. And she came and I taught her yoga. It was so cool. We had a good moment. She's special.
I love it. So yeah, as far as Mark using the lifesaver, this was Mark's idea to do this show. Okay. So when the show was created and Mark is a part of this, and he has the opportunity to use a special power that will possibly and more than likely provide entertainment to the viewers, Mark has no choice but to use this special power and provide this entertainment to the viewers.
And you obviously know how this works.
Yes.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And,
I'm in the same boat. I could play the greatest game ever, and then at the end of the seasons, people go, why didn't you use the fucking lifesaver? Fair play. Jesus, what the fuck are you there for? So Mark had no choice.
Yeah, so it's different. I felt like some people are there to make television. Some people have careers out of this. And that's cool too. We talked about it. We had great discussions about some people, how they're using this for their career, how it's been their career for 20 years. It's all different. For me, I was like, before bed, I was like, how do I win? How do I win? I don't care about anything else. And I was like, I had never had a more focused and a more challenging mental month of my entire life.
So every challenge, do you just tap on Arissa's shoulder and go, so yeah, how does this one work?
No, Darrell, actually, or Easy. It's Darrell or Easy, because they were both in the same room. I picked a room next to Darrell, and I just knew that Darrell and Anissa actually have like the deep well. Anissa, the deep well of information. The two of them, they became the homies. And I hope I didn't annoy them too much, but man, they're amazing. And they were so always, Anissa especially. I mean, there's a lot of just like production related things, and she's just a great explainer of all things. She becomes an important connector in a lot of ways. Unless you're a competitor with her. If you're a female and you're a competitor, then this is a game that's different. But as the larger family, she's just kind of the matriarch in a lot of ways. She's cool.
Yeah, she came off really. Did you watch the Double Agents reunion last night?
I saw just the bits of it through YouTube, but I didn't. I was putting my kids to bed.
She came off really well on that. So I'm not the biggest Anissa fan, and she didn't just super win me over, but I'm just like, do I love Anissa? And I just didn't know I love Anissa. So yeah, I thought she came off really well, and then watching this morning, I'm just like, man, I guess it's just, You just see her enough. You don't have a choice.
It's also, well, it's true, but I also think the chemistry is different, right? Totally different. So that was something she and Darrell said often, which was that the chemistry of this crew is totally different. So I think the way she behaves, and Darrell too, are probably a lot different than what they did on Double Agents, right? So, I mean, they said that frequently. And so they were at ease in a way. They felt sort of supported by a family of sorts. Even the crew, the production crew, a lot of them are OGs. I didn't realize that. A number of them had actually raised their hands to come out of retirement even and come and jump in the game. Wow. Because they saw us when we were youngsters and wanted to be part. And they also invented reality TV, right? So they wanted a hand in this experience too. So we were swimming with the OGs behind the camera too, which is wild. I didn't know how some of them had invented certain techniques. I mean, of course they did, because they were just shooting on the fly, you know, in the real world house and everywhere else. And they come up to me like, hey man, one of them, I forget his name, but he came up to me, he's like, hey, I remember when you set the world record, bungee jumping off the stratosphere. I was there. I shot that. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. I was just a half drunk 19-year-old, and they were there. It's a weird family. It's a weird reunion.
On the challenge, are you allowed to know their names?
Yeah, so it's a little different. I'd say it's very different than when we were on Road Rules way back in the day. Back in the day, there was like they called it wall up, and there's just zero. It's a full on like documentary style zero, because we're these like
you can talk to, but that's it.
Not even.
Oh wow.
No, we try to make the producer laugh or like even just acknowledge us, and that would be a win. If we could get them, we could crack a joke and get them to laugh. Or, it's like extra points if someone behind the camera laughs, you're like, we got them, but it's a little different now, only because not that there's any influence upon us, but that everyone kind of knows their role. It's less of sort of a lab experiment with a bunch of like little mice and more of like a room full of professionals. We got all of us that are on the challenge ourselves, and then you've got all those who have come. They know the game too, everyone else in production. So in a lot of ways, it's just a big old group. And I don't know a lot of them. A lot of the other people were on the challenges, so they know. And then the Survivor people too, they've shot for, a lot of, it's amazing. The crew, of course, has traveled the world, and they're all like these special Mad Max types that can like travel the world and fix anything, anywhere, anytime, underwater or in a tree on a skyscraper,
I did celebrity bull riding, and this guy comes up, he's like, fair play. I'm like, hi. He was just like, dude, you don't remember? And I'm like, and he was like, like Terry, and I'm just like, I don't know. And he was just like, I lived with you for 38 days, 38 days to be Survivor. And I'm just like, dude, like, we're not allowed to know your names. I mean, like, and they're like, oh yeah. It's just like, man, you're really fun to film. And I was like, all right, well, I'll make this weird.
Yeah, sure. That's right. And I had to tell them too. I was like, same as I had that experience. Like, I was trained. I was like beat over the head that did not talk to you, but you just came and talked to me about the stratosphere. Can we talk now? Or like, am I break? It was funny. It was weird. There's a lot of adjusting for me, obviously, and it still is. And I'm down with adjusting. That is my forte. I enjoy the improvising. I think that's my comfort zone. It's my strike zone.
I love just the collaboration of professionals across the board. It's just like, hey, I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing. They know, like, that's really refreshing to hear. I mean, I've done 70 shows, and to be able to walk into a situation like you did sounds like paradise. So that's really awesome to hear.
It was cool. There was a lot of mutual respect, I think, and they knew what we came to do, and we know what they came to do, and everybody's working towards the same goal. So there wasn't any sort of weird us versus them thing. I mean, when we're all 19-year-olds and we don't know what the heck we're doing, it's a different story. You do have two separate camps. Yeah. But no, we're different.
And you try to be an ass on purpose just to be an ass.
Oh, there's still some of that. Oh no, that still happens. Oh no, I don't even know if there's any less or more of that. I don't know. We just know the global ripple effect of what being an ass really does. That's the difference. It's good and bad, Yeah.
So the episode starts, and my boy Pete. So we've been chatting with the music supervisor of the episodes.
Oh, cool.
His name's Pete, and he's fucking killing it episode after
Totally killing it. Totally.
Did you know last week the DMX was already in the episode? It just was happenstance that he passed away.
Wow. That's wild. Yeah, that's just wild. That's cool. I make R.I.P. rest in power DMX, man. But like it's cool to be part of a generation where we grew up with all that, and to see that in conjunction with this crazy effort and energy that we just put out there. It's part of our identity, and for it to be acknowledged as that is just amazing. Because sometimes if we do something in entertainment or we do something on reality TV or whatever, they put some other. I actually on Road Rules, I fell in love on Road Rules, and they put the cheesiest song to it. And to this day, it's a horrible song, and it just ruined the vibe,
It
music matters.
It wasn't My Boo. It wasn't My Boo by Ghost Town DJs.
I had like the love of my life. I was literally falling in love, and then there's like a cheesy song. So yes, the music is key, and it's a blessing and an honor. I'm thankful. I don't know him, but man, I'm like getting out of my chair when I see DMX come on, or in the latest episode, Pete Rock comes on, and I was like, oh hell yeah.
Eric B. Rakim.
It was Rakim. Eric B. Rakim came on. And I was just like, oh hell yeah.
So hot. So the episode starts with uninvited Alanis Morissette. I got to see Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos in concert. I was not my presence was not appreciated at that concert. So for any of you out there that are Johnny Fairplay-esque, if you see that tour coming up once concerts begin again, I would skip that one if I were you. The claws were out. Tough crowd.
Oh man.
But I love that. I had no
history.
idea. I saw Katie Doyle tweeted. She goes, I had no idea how much I love. I forgot how much I love that song. I love that song too. I'm sitting there. I'm just. This is Alanis. I'm like, oh man, this is good. It was the perfect song to start the. I mean, like it just captured the moment. It's so cool. So Pete killing it again. So we begin with scaling rock columns, and yes, you were there.
I was there. I tried too. Derek tried. I tried, and then I was just like Darrell was thinking and saying. I was like, I am not trying to hurt myself right now. This is not a challenge, so take it easy, Mr. Yes, climbing this pole. And I tried, but I'm all down for, if someone else wants to give it a go. I also need to, we're sizing each other up all the time. So if you want to climb something, how high are you going to climb? I want to see. You're going to swim? How far are you going to swim? Anytime someone tries something, everyone's like checking you out. And that was something Darrell taught me, because I was like, Darrell, what do we do like about working out? And he's like, well, working out's kind of funny. I'm like, what do you mean working out's kind of funny? He's like, well, you just start working out and it gets a little funny. Everyone's sizing you up and wondering what you can do, how much you can lift, how long you're going to go, how long you're going to run, what's your game like, and then they start thinking about you. And so I'm like, what do I do? Do I go work out like under that tree where nobody's looking, or it's the same thing with Alton climbing or anyone doing anything, there's all eyes on you all the time. So It's funny. Normally, if it wasn't a challenge or I wasn't in the middle of a competition, we'd be out wrestling the grass. I'd be climbing all over stuff. I don't care if I get hurt. I don't care if someone else gets hurt. I don't care if you know that I'm strong or weak. But in this case, my mouth is zipped. I might just be able to whoop you at anything. Let's just leave it at that.
Camouflage is your strongest tool at this point.
I didn't want to give anybody any real be able to pinpoint anything.
Yeah, being unknown is more of a risk than knowing what you're going up against.
I post all my shit on Instagram. People know my minute miles, everything. It's just like, I know exactly what it takes to beat fair play.
Right. Then I was telling Darrell, we went hiking the other day. He's like, you got to take me on one of these trails. And so we went out hiking, and I was like, you gonna post your times? He's like, yeah, I think I will. And I was like, then everybody knows. I don't know. There's a game to it all. Part of it, this is weird to connect it, but I actually think it's true. But being mixed race for me, I have always been able to not be put in a box. You don't know if I'm Asian. You don't know if I'm Latino. You don't know if I'm half black. You can't tell. And to me, that's my advantage. I've enjoyed that because no one knows where to put me. And that means I get to define where I put myself. And I've done that throughout my life. So, and still to today. So in that regard, I think it's just been an advantage for me to not show all my cards, but not in some weird coy way, but just it's just easy to. It's just nice to not get put in a box. It's extremely convenient.
So there we go. Next, we see Hasela. She is checking out Alton for the first time. It's a brand new Alton. This is not the guy that she did the challenge with before. This guy is new and improved. And Alton's a sexy man. I mean, yes, you're a sexy man. You can admit it. I like to think I'm a sexy man. Alex tells me I am as well. Did you see this potential spark when it's in its ember stage with the Hasela and Alton, or where were you at on this?
Yeah, people were sniffing it out, and we weren't sure where to go with it. We weren't sure what to call it. We don't want to blow up anybody's spot. We want them to be in charge of their own story and not just call it something that it isn't. I was kind of hush about it because I just didn't know. It was awkward to me. It's also weird when people team up like that. That they got an alliance, and then that they got a different kind of power and strength. Yeah. And so in that regard, I wasn't touching it. Hasela and I early on had bonded a little bit and we're a little bit close. We were on the challenge previously together a long time ago. But then we just drifted apart. And so actually the two of them and I didn't really talk too much after that. There was the battle lines are getting sketched out.
Oh yeah.
And then I said,
it was one big happy family until I think Mark fucked it all up with that fucking lightsaber.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised it was happy family as long as it was. I'll take it as long as I can get it. Yeah. That's cool. And then the happy, nice guy is like a valuable person. But once everyone, once it turns into a bloodbath, man, I don't know. I mean, I'll go down swinging, but there's some serious teamwork going on.
I love Hasela. She's like all in on this, and we see them, get a little more comfortable later. But then, when it comes time, it's just like, hey, here's the twist. These are not now all doubles, and Hasela's like, lose my number, motherfucker.
Everybody.
I don't know how great you thought last night was, but we can revisit that at another time. Not right now.
I am not the one for this. Come back and we can do stuff after, but no, not this.
I was because Alton just seems like just this super nice. I mean, like he's all smile. I mean, yes, you're all smiles. Alton's about the only two guaranteed all smiles are the two of you, and so I honestly felt Alton was like, it was just like, well, Dan, we had a good time last night. I mean, this could be fun, right? And she's like, fuck your fun. We have two very different definitions of the word fun.
She's like, I got a game to play, and I'm here for this money. So, she let everybody know that real fast all the time. So that was her angle.
I love it. So we now have our mini final, connect them all. And we learn immediately Lifesaver has been canceled. It's like, oh, well, that was short-lived. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, I know. We were coming in with strategies around that too. I mean, as TJ starts to show some of his strategies and how the challenge gods work, we're starting to try to second guess it all. And we talk about it as a group too. You think he's going to use a Lifesaver? If you did, what would you do? If you, we're playing all the hypotheticals. Then I think that was his curveball. He sniffed out that we were all ready to do all kinds of things with it. Anyway, I don't know. It probably would. I think more fireworks would have come out, but I think also fireworks come out anyway. So
yeah, I mean, this is a good twist. So we'll get there. So it's time for the challenge. You guys are broken up into 3 teams. We learn right out of the gate, Cyrus tripped and hurt his ankle walking out of the house. If you're,
Cyrus,
he wasn't climbing columns. No, he just tripped walking out of the house.
So this is where we back him up and we film the details. And there's a little rock on the stairs that was missing that you can trip on. It's true. But that said, dude's been playing basketball his whole life too, so his joints are strong, but he's been through a lot. His knees and ankles, man, have been through a lot. So he's hella strong, but he's also like a fine-tuned instrument, So in that regard, he got hurt, man. That was horrible. He's limping around. He was hurt. And then he's on my team.
Yeah.
Your team was you got all the joy there.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
So we have the teams broken up. Of Pete killing again, working for the weekend by Loverboy. So happy with that. I at one time I have 2,000 vinyl records over there. You can see it. Some stuff.
Wow.
But I used to own Loverboy. At this point, I only own an album if I love it. And sorry, Loverboy, I do not love Loverboy. So that is no longer in the vinyl collection. But great choice. And does Darrell have Big Easy's number? Because holy moly, he has lit him up. I mean, the best light ups 2 fucking weeks in a row. It's Big Easy been watching Wheel of Fortune his whole life.
Yeah, look like a leprechaun taking a shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was also because we were roommates, and Easy would come back and be like, "Oh, I got some zingers on y'all today. I'll be coming up with all them zingers." And I was like, "All right." He's like, "Just wait." He's just wait. And we're like, "Okay." He's like, "I got those one-liners on everybody." He's like, "Okay." And so then Darrell was like, "All right, I'm up in my game too." So he had to go drop some too. I mean, that's its own secret battle because you don't know what people are saying. Like I'm concerned that Alton's saying all kinds of bad stuff about me or whatever. I don't know. That's what I heard. And then I'm like, oh, is it true? And you don't know who's saying what. Yeah. And so then you're like, all right, well, if they're going to fire on me, hold on, I'm going in and I'm going to fire on them. And then we get to see this. It's just great. Y'all get to see it.
Big Easy needs to send Darrell a check. Pay him as much as he needs to stop because, oh my God, it's painful. I mean, I'm loving every second. I love you, Big Easy, but holy moly, Darrell has your number. Send that man some money. Whatever you did to him in the past, you need to apologize. And maybe Darrell will call production and be like, yeah, you might want to take out that 5th one.
Yeah.
Because I'm just nervous for you. So, but oh my God. So you start in last place. Cyrus can't walk because of his ankle, but what's going on with Alton? I mean, like, he is a genetic freak. Like, I mean, is he just dehydrated? There's cramping. Something?
I would just say I don't know him very well, and we're actually not very close. But he is an enormous mystery to me. That dude is one of the most unique people I've ever met on this planet. And the things that happen to him, the things he says, and the things that he does, even on a team, are totally usually unpredictable and just so surprising in a lot of ways. So in that regard, it was another Alton surprise. I don't know. I mean, I didn't realize that maybe there is a thing where people throw challenges and there's a strategy around, especially if you have an alliance, then you can start to say, oh, you take so-and-so down with their team. I don't know what it is, but I was with him. So he led. He was in the front. I was there the whole time. Of course, I'm busting my ass the whole time. My shoulder still hurts from all that shit. And he's in the front, and he's lifting, and I'm lifting. We're going, and then all of a sudden, dude's just toast. And he said his shoes were too small, but I'm just like, dude, you just told me you ran an ultra marathon. Don't you know that what too small shoes actually feel like? Like, you should know. I don't know. Then the other thing is, it's like everybody gasses out.
Did you borrow Katie Doyle's shoes before that? Is like, yeah, these shoes are good, but Katie, like, I like them stripes on yours. Like, what?
Yeah, it was just so bizarre because I was watching the Aftermath show. You and Derek were the ones who sort of highlighted, like, that's what he's allegedly saying was the culprit, and then maybe he got new shoes before the elimination. But I was like, even with uncomfortable shoes, I've worn too small shoes in races before, or like or running a long distance. I've never seen it to the point where because your feet hurt that you just gas out.
You don't have like this sort of psychological break, that's where it was. Normally you'd be like, my feet hurt, my shoes are too small, you guys, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to figure it out. But he would. Now, of course, you see it on the show, and it's like, what, a minute of trouble. We dealt with it. We dragged him up that hill for well over an hour, going, Alton, get up, come back on the log, and I'm trying to lead the team. And it was actually good because me having led other teams in the past, I was like, look, you guys, we're only as fast as our slowest competitor.
Yep.
So we got to take care of your slowest person. You don't drag them down and throw them down. So we got to take care of Alton. If Alton says stop, we stop. And Jemmy's in the front going, hell no, we ain't stopping. She's like, no, let's go. She's like, come on, go. Alton, get your ass up. And I'm just like, but if Alton needs to chill, then we got to chill. We can't, we don't want to get DQ'd because there was a point where Jemmy's in the front and I'm in the front and I hear, Alton, get up and catch up to us. And I was like, what? Oh, we're about to be DQ'd because DJ said you must be touching the log.
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought we were toast. And it happened for a whole hour. It was crazy,
Yeah,
and then
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, how steep was, because it looked in certain parts like that was a very steep hill to climb. Like compared to other people you've done, like how steep was that shit?
It's steep a lot all the time. And there were a couple times it get flat and then it'll be steep again. And you kept thinking that you were going to get the end, and we just didn't. I mean, it was hot and it was dusty, and it just kept on going. Like, you guys are almost there. Look, I can see the end. They're almost there. And you get there. Well, it's not almost there, So, and the 3 logs were different sizes and weights. And so the people who finished first, they picked the light log. People who finished second picked the medium log. We got the heaviest, biggest friggin' log you could find. So that was just different. We had to deal with it. And I'm just learning along the way the whole time. Like the reason we were last is because we started doing the math. The math was fine, but people saw we didn't have a lot of leadership, and that's my fault. But people saw the other people's results on their boards and started throwing all the letters up on our board. And that was wrong because not the same quotes aren't the same. And so then all of a sudden we had this thing all backwards. And then we had to undo the whole thing. And so it just was a wreck.
Yeah, it was unfortunate it happened to you. But that was one thing I took note of. I was like, I love the fact that for the first checkpoint, they were not the same combination of words. They were the same amount of letters, but different phrases so that it was impossible to even try to copy.
Right. And actually trying to copy sets you back even further. That's
exactly.
what happened to us. As a penalty. So
you're a math champion?
So yeah, that was a funny thing. Yeah, I am. I won. This is weird because it was in 8th grade and I won the state math championship. I was number 1 in the state. I got to go eat lunch with my senator and all this cool stuff. But it's like I was 8th grade. That was a long time ago. So that's weird because on this show with all these people, they'd be like, oh, you wrestled? Oh, you ran track? Oh, you were a math champ? And I'm like, and I have to decide, do I say, well, yes, I am? Or do I go, that was 25 years ago. So I don't know if I am anymore. And it depends on the conversation because you don't know how, well, for me at least, I have to decide how I want to come off because I don't know, maybe I still got wrestling skills. Maybe I don't. Let's check out. Let's find out. Maybe you don't want to find out. Much better that way.
My friend The Miz was a wrestling champion. So I was just wondering, I saw you were a math champion. I was just wondering if you hit people with calculators.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. No, we would nerd out and eat free donuts. Math meets were actually super fun because I would go from like skateboarding and doing graffiti and just being this sort of more of an outlaw kid. And I'd be like, peace out. I'm going to the math meet. It was free donuts. And all you have to do is do 6 problems. 6 problems. And then they total it all up and see if you won. Anyway, I loved it. I was a nerd. I still am. I nerd out on all kinds of stuff.
Well, the math champ is in last place at this point because your past never dies, but neither does the hits. Follow the leader by Eric B. and Rakim. Pete, you killed it on this one. My favorite song thus far.
Yes.
And
we should break dance to that song.
2 different strategies here. You have the accommodating yes going, all right, whatever we got to do. And Mark Long, the Godfather, allows no breaks.
I know. Well, I heard that dude just like carried the whole log. It didn't matter when you're Mark and he just was in the front. He think he dragged his whole team up the hill. That dude was no stopping him. But I was curious, if he just has big muscles or if he can actually walk those muscles up a mountain. I didn't know yet. And he did. Yeah, and I knew
not only
then.
did he walk himself, he walked Easy up that mountain.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my goodness.
We've seen what happened in finals where Easy's chained up with people.
Oh man, Easy's no joke though. Easy.
I know, yeah.
Easy's no joke. But I was surprised to see Easy on the log. He was like touching the log. There was like this is how he was like walking up the hill. And I was like, really? Hold on now. Did Mark just volunteer to take the whole thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
all right, so you get to the puzzles, and so Mark was complaining last week about the colors looking similar, and I'm okay with that on this challenge. So we've been upset this entire fucking season because there is no difference between fucking silver, gray, copper, bronze, and gold. It's like, go fuck yourself. They're the same fucking color.
We said the same thing first challenge.
Yeah.
Felt the same. Yep.
Yeah. I'm just
and that's why Darrell pulled the wrong block.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like this is fucking, like, I understand the logic, it's all stars, these, they're like metal color. Like, I get all that. However, good on paper, horrible in practicality, just red, blue, green is fucking fine. But Mark's complaining about this fucking, he told us that, he's like, it's not really a spoiler because you can kind of see but he was like, but these colors there, a lot of them. So that's fine. It's a fucking puzzle, Mark.
Yeah.
Come on, Godfather. Like, this is not what we're bitching about. We are in full support of comparable colors in a fucking puzzle, not on your team designations.
Well, Darrell wasn't.
Yeah. And I started now that I got to meet some more people on Survivor, and I've always wondered, why does Survivor have all these crazy colors? And I was like, oh, you can see who's doing what, and they're not just, everybody's not wearing black, so exactly. Then you can really tell. It makes total sense. I used to think the colors were sort of cheesy, and why are they all just they're so distinct, why don't you have a sort of palette, make it all cool and the architect in me wants to make I would have voted for silver and gold and copper. And then now that I'm competing with those, it's a mess, total mess.
We would have voted you out.
You would have voted me out. You'd be like, all right, architect, go home with your monochrome aesthetic prowess and, elitism. Go home.
Once again, shit's great on paper. Did not work.
So the colors got me too. I'm with Mark 100%. Those colors got me. I had two. We would have been in first place. Of course, everyone probably says this or feels this, but no, we killed it on the whole thing. And then my eyes messed up. There's light blue and dark blue on these yellows, and I still should go get my eyes tested. I was told later by some of the production, they're like, you should get your eyes tested. I was like, okay, wow. I should. Because they just watched me for like another hour not figure it all out. And it was right there. And it was it. We had the whole thing done except for these two pieces that I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, so like I love that pairing of you and Jimmy. Obviously, we know more now as to why you guys were more inclined to work with each other just to begin with. But I also love you guys are going up the hill and Jimmy's just talking to me like, let's just get up there, we'll ditch them. And like you get up there, both teams are still completely all there, and you guys are the third team to complete it. If I'm those other like first two groups that got up there and I see you guys leaving third, I'm like, oh shit, we can't let them get to a bubble.
Oh yeah, we were coming for him. Jemmy is no joke. So she, the whole time, when she jumped, she replaced Alton on the front of the log. And there are times when I'm carrying the log, she's in front of me, and she's whipping the group into shape. We can do it. And I'm doing it too. And there's times when I got to take a break or I got to switch. And I'm putting all the weight of the log on Jemmy. And I could see it like, when you put that weight on somebody. And she's just charging up the mountain. She's still going. I was like, this girl's got heart. She's got the grit. She don't give a shit. She's ready to get to the top no matter what. So then right when she knew what was up, but she saw that we were going to break into team. She's like, yes, let's go. I was like, let's go. It's great. Nice. We're good. We're teammates for life.
So next we get Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. One of my least favorite songs from the 90s. I remember there. I'm not hating, but I hated it.
Didn't buy that album. That was the one that was like on the radio all the time, and you're like, really? It's on the radio again? Yeah.
So, but hey, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I didn't hate it today. So Kendall and LT out first, Derek Killian second, you guys third, and LT finishes first. And I'm loving seeing the old man come through here because the season starts and it's just like, Is this guy going to be running out the front yard shaking his fist at the sun, or
I'm feeling the same.
How's this going to play out? And I'm just like, all right, I'm an older guy. I'm with this. So yeah, I thought that was. There's a lot of people that I mean, is there anyone that to not like on this cast? I mean, you might have, the blood is starting to shed, but just taking a step back as a viewer, this is a pretty fucking likable cast across the. I mean, Evil Beth isn't evil.
Yeah. We didn't have that. We worked hard, I'd say, and I worked hard to not have those tendencies of like the evil, troublemaker pop out. Those, they're still in there. They're still around, and they're there as potential. We all carried those cards in our back pocket. We all had the nuclear war card we could have played when we want, but we sort of kept it under wraps, and so we all nurtured the good out of it all. We really worked hard for it, I think, and then we saved the tough battles and the deep communication, the hard communication, the fights and the strategy. We saved that for really particular times. I think that comes with the wisdom of the crew,
I'm for it. So this is culminated. Is I'm coming out? Is this for the victory or is this for the party?
I'm coming out for the victory as he's doing the LeBron celebration. Then Derek comes running down. Kendall's come run down.
All right, another week. Gotta go. No life or death.
Yeah, he's got it.
Wow. Money, Mo Problems, featuring Mace and Puff Daddy. Thank you, Pete. I love it. I mean, if every episode I can pull at least one vinyl, Pete, you're doing something right. And
amazing.
Pete agrees as well. I'm doing something right if I can grab one of his fucking deep cuts. So I pulled I had a Winger album last week. Yes.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
I'm it. Me and Kip Winger's like cousins are the only people that have that album.
Wow. Yeah. Random tidbit, weird fact. Trivia.
Yes.
My brother was the bassist for Whitesnake for 5 years. So we have a history of, I grew up in the rock scene. I grew up in the punk rock scene, played sax in the ska punk band, and we toured. And my brother still is a professional musician, but he plays with Journey and played with Prince. He played a bunch of different people, but toured with Whitesnake for 5 years. And so, yeah, we grew up on all the old stuff, man. Rush, grew up on Dream Theater, Pantera. We grew up on all this good stuff. To Pennywise, to NoFX, all that,
There you have it.
But that's my brother's touring bass player.
Nice. So top girl finishes. It ends up being Kendall, and I do want your opinion here because last episode we have Kellyanne. We have confessional from her going, "Oh, I really hope people don't see me and Kendall as this like power duo. We keep getting paired up. We keep winning." And now because they're separated, Kellyanne's like, Kendall keeps beating me at everything. And you just see more and more people going like, oh, Kendall's a threat. LT's like, yeah, I'm paired with her because she's a badass. She does yoga 8 hours a day. She can't quit.
I know. It's true. She's it's a weird. It's tough though, because like she's a badass in a lot of ways, but she's also a bit of a mystery because like the jumping thing was weird, and then the swimming thing was tough. She couldn't do the job, at all. She had hypothermia, so like there's a risk. I mean, there's a risk with all of us. We got from broken ankles to weird egos, and also you never know what you're going to get.
Little
totally.
Shoes.
Little shoes, little shoes,
what they say
all
about
that, but there's others like a Rail or Anissa. They're more like they're in the game. They're seasoned. They're not breaking nothing. They're not breaking nothing. They came to play, and that's what they do.
All right. So with that, let's take a quick break. We're going to catch a word from our sponsors. We're going to come back and finish this episode with Don't go anywhere. And when it comes to eating better and consuming less sugar, let's be honest, most healthy snacks don't taste very good. They don't fill you up, and they certainly don't satisfy your cravings. This episode is sponsored by Monk Pack, who makes snacks that taste like our favorite sugary treats, but with less than 1 gram of sugar.
Monk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars contain less than 1 gram of sugar, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and they're only 150 calories.
They're great for anyone following a keto lifestyle and the perfect snack for anyone who is trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste.
Yeah, that's so true. I'm personally not a keto eater, but I love these nut and seed bars. I try to have one of these always on me for a snack because I'm usually trying to train for a new running distance I'm trying to hit. I think 2021 is going to be the year for my first full marathon, and I think Monk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars are going to help me get there because they're giving me the energy I need and the nutrition I need to make those health goals possible.
Wow. Monk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars have the perfect balance of sweet and salty, a crunch from whole nuts and seeds, but still manage to be soft and chewy. How do they do it? They come in delicious flavors like sea salt dark chocolate, pecan almond, and my favorite, no contest. Love these so much. Game changers, if you will, the peanut butter dark chocolate.
So good. They're perfect for a quick snack to satisfy your sweet tooth without any guilt. Enjoy Monk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars as a quick breakfast, while running errands, or after a workout.
In addition to being keto-friendly, these bars are gluten-free, plant-based, and non-GMO. So with no soy, trans fat, sugar alcohols, or artificial flavors.
They really taste incredible, and you can't beat the low sugar nutrition or taste they provide. And by shopping online, you can avoid another trip to the grocery store by getting Monk Pack delivered right to your door.
Try it for yourself and see. And we have a special deal for our listeners. Get 20% off your first purchase of any Monk Pack product by visiting monkpack.com and entering promo code SURVIVOR at checkout.
And Monk Pack is so confident in their product, it's backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll exchange the product or refund your money, whichever you prefer.
So to get started, just go to monkpack.com. That's monkpack.com and select any product and then use promo code SURVIVOR. They love it when we do that at checkout to save 20% off your purchase.
Monk Pack, delicious, nutritious foods you can count on, and we thank them for sponsoring the Reality NSFW podcast.
Are you ready to enter the wild again? There's a chance no one has seen your balls in a few months. Don't ruin your first post-quarantine date with a ball fro. Would you show up to your first day of school without a haircut?
Manscaped is here to provide you with the best tools for your grooming experience. Johnny, how's your grooming been lately?
Oh man, I am sleek, aerodynamic. I'm like that new Tesla. I mean, I got a bunch of 5Ks coming up. I got a bunch of half marathons coming up. Oh man, I'm gonna run so fast. There's no friction between Johnny Fairplay, little Johnny Fairplay, and home sweet home.
Oh, that's good news because Manscaped is here to help everyone else get on that level with their Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. It's the best hygiene tool for the modern man. Because of their ceramic blade and advanced skin-safe technology, your snags will be reduced while preparing yourself for post-quarantine life. Manscaped is forever changing the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0 Essentials Kit. The Perfect Package 3.0 comes with the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0, waterproof cordless body trimmer, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag for you to use when you're done quarantining.
The Perfect Package 3.0 also comes with the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner. Now, the Crop Preserver is an anti-chafing ball deodorant, which ensures that your afternoon stroll doesn't end with your balls sticking to your leg. They call that bat winging. You can eliminate that with a little manscaping, courtesy of the Crop Preserver. But the Crop Reviver is a spray-on toner for your balls. It's made with the soothing aloe and witch hazel extracts that give your balls a boost. Now, subscribers to the Peak Hygiene Plan get a new replacement blade refill for your Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months. Don't be using no old razor. Come on. And making sure your trimmer stays fresh and clean.
The light is at the end of the tunnel, fellas. Treat yourself for making it through quarantine with the Perfect Package 3.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com.
That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use promo code SURVIVOR. They love it when we do that. And your first date will thank you.
Ooh, look at you.
There we go. little white snake for you, yes.
There it is, man. We're low. All right. You still got it.
Still got it. All right. So we're back in the house, and the Cyrus and Beth story started last week, and it it culminated this week. I think, I mean, you know, I don't know any spoilers. I don't like to know any spoilers. I don't understand how anyone likes spoilers. I mean, why do you want to know the end of a movie before you watch a movie? Like, that's insanity to me. Whatever people do, I don't. So I think they've done a good job of, like, you know, without giving away, like the Cyrus and Beth stuff. Like, you know, like we saw it last week. It's just like, ooh, is this the end of Beth? And it wasn't the end of Beth. And it was the setup for the end. You know, a 2-week story is pretty good in reality television. It's about as good as it gets.
Yeah. And I got to see a lot of it and learn a lot about them, which was great. You know, not just while I was there, but then also now, which I think is great. But that said, and for you all watching now, and for me being there, we knew that this wasn't going to be like any other challenge before. So while we're going with what we know, we also know that they're going to take it somewhere we've never seen. And so that's the fun of it all. That's, to me, that then it's like, well, I got a chance then, because if we're going off what everybody else knows, I don't know it.
Yeah, because it's like usually at this point in any reality competition show, for a viewer, you tend to already start to see the long-term story. You see the people that you're like, okay, we're going to see these people consistently, most likely through the end. This season, it's all short stories. It's just a bunch of short story novels, just like, oh, here's the story of Beth and Cyrus. It was a 2-story arc. You had the story of the people getting eliminated. And you know what? I should have realized that sooner once they started the show of Cyrus going like, oh, look at this, my beautiful fiance. I have all these businesses that I have. I'm hungry for this. I got my girl Beth with me. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Don't do this to me. I'm not ready for them to leave yet.
Yeah. There's just, it's full of surprises. It's just great.
So as a result of Cyrus and Beth timing out, Cyrus is up for elimination, and he, you know, if you're allowed to call your shot, he calls out Alton. And to Alton, and Alton's like, yeah, that's great, but I choose Big Easy because he finished next to last. So let's just see how this makes out.
Oh, man. Yep. I mean, Cyrus, that's his MO. He's all, you know, that dude ain't afraid of nobody. So that was just, I think we got to see it play out like that. I talked to him about it early on too. It was part of my strategy to see what Alton can do. And I was frustrated with him too about carrying that log. I was like, what the heck was that about? You know? So it was an easy excuse. We weren't that close. We have like, Alton and I would hang out and we like would have these really positive talks, which were cool, but there was never like a deep trust. Like just, I knew he'd throw me in when he could, and I felt like I could throw him in if I could. So yeah, I was just like, you want Alton? Great. Sounds good to me. Yeah. Let's talk. And a lot of times I feel like when we were having this trend, you know, these little trends get set of like, oh, the person going in should be able to pick, or how is that going for us? Should we continue that? When do we stop that? You know, and I think one of the trends was, well, you might not get picked if you were to just go talk to that person directly and go, hey, Cyrus, what you thinking about? How can I have your back? Who do you want? What can I do? How can I help you? And instead of thinking about me, he would actually think of something else. But that just didn't happen. Alton went up to him and was like, how can I help you?
Like, what
he
you
was like,
I
want you, man.
He's like, you motherfucker.
Like, man, that's the real deal right there. That's the real deal. He ain't faking nothing. I respect that man so much.
I love it. So you guys go for deliberation, and you come back, and a little heated deliberation. This is possibly
the most heated one.
Most heated yet, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I didn't know that so many people love Alton, and you know, even though they were saying his name, and of course so many people love Cyrus. But yeah, this is the one where we start to really see things play out. And of course, it takes a lot longer. You even notice sometimes when you see the editing, like we started at sunset and we ended in the dark, like late into the night. You know, it'll take a long time. And I think it's important to be there, to be part of that discussion. You know, those deliberations are real. Not everybody just shows up with the name in their mouth. You know, so it's the only place when all of us are in the same spot, in the same mindset. So it's an important place. It's the most important place to be
Well, I
at
knew
all
it
times.
I knew it took the longest yet because typically you guys go and deliberate and then the person is by themselves. Then you guys come back and eat and don't tell that person and that person gets upset like Trishelle. Versus
Oh,
you
man.
guys came back and Cyrus is done eating. And it's like, yeah, who'd I get?
Yeah, we all got a lot to say, you know.
And the food's over there in case y'all are looking at yeah, I had it was good. I just wanted y'all to know I took the best piece. And but yeah,
we're all hungry. We're starving, right? We're tired, dirty, and starving. And yeah, don't be fooled. We had no time. We just throw our clothes on. You know, some of us show up in Deliberation just with dirt on the face still, you know. We just throw whatever we can on and get out there. So it's the end of a long day, but it's the most important time. So you got to show up. And yeah, this was a messy one.
They want you hungry. They want you they want you hangry is what they want. Like on Survivor, so many people they're just like, do they give you food? And I'm just like, number one, they're fucking cheap. So no, they don't give us food. Number two, they don't want me happy. Right. And if I have food, I'm happy. So yeah, so those two things. No, I'm fucking starving, and it's making great television. yeah.
If you start eating bugs, that's TV. You know, if you quit, that's TV, man. That's good. That's, you know, it's fun for the fans. So that's the way it goes out there. We knew we were thrown out.
Yeah. I love your mindset though for using Deliberation because we see it so much on like the main show and even still a little bit here. We didn't get to see a lot of it in this season so far because people are volunteering. So why say no to that? But it's like utilizing the Deliberation to really get your point across when a lot of people would normally want to be more reserved and out of the picture because they're like, well, if I speak up, then eyes are going to be on me and then it could get turned around on me. Whereas you sort of felt like I can speak my mind here, and maybe it can just keep things going that way. Because I read an article, a Mark interview right before the season started, and it was just like talking about some of the people that people hadn't seen in a long time. You came up, and he was like, "Yeah, yes, this season had sort of like this fatherly figure approach for the house. So like everyone sort of looked up to him in a way. So I feel someone in your position, you're like, well, if I can speak, my words carry weight." And maybe it makes sure things go how they need to go.
Completely. It's an opportunity because everyone's listening, you know, so you can choose to cut heads or you can choose to mend relationships all right there on the spot, you know, so I would do what I can. I try to think of it as like the show, my daily life will go with, according to all the things I acknowledge and notice along the way. So even when it comes to Deliberation, I'd be like, wow, John A., the way that you helped out Anissa and the way you solved that was amazing. Wow, we all worked so hard today. I was like, Jemmy, you stepped it up. So much respect. Jemmy, how did you do it? You know, I'll be, Jemmy, how did you do it? No, really, how did you do it? And so like we would just build, that's where we built teams to me, because I didn't have a way, I didn't live with them 10 years ago. I don't have teams. So that's the place to build teams and to set the tone and the perspective on what we're doing today, what we just did. We all need psychological help after these days, right? So in a lot of ways, it's a little therapy moment. I'm no therapist, but I definitely like to call out the goodness when I can find it. I have to dig it up and say it because it doesn't push itself up that hill. You know?
Yes, you're doing Jedi mind tricks on these motherfuckers. Like, I mean, like I've seen the Yoda comparison throughout the season so far, and you just broke it down. You were Jedi mind tricking all these motherfuckers.
I was impressed. No, it was real, but no, yeah, it was no tricks, man. I was digging. I was like a little miner, like digging for good stuff and having to call it out because the bad stuff floats to the top. That rolls downhill. Easy. So that's if you know someone says something about someone or feels some funny way, like we're all anxious, like that all just comes out. But the good things that everyone's doing, that just sort of gets overlooked. But I'm not that guy. I don't let it go overlooked. So then I would just like force myself into acknowledging things, but not in some weird fake way. Just it helped my experience, you know. And I'll go out, and for me, it's like I'll go out anyway. If I go out like that, I can go out in a day. But at least I know that I'm being my most truthful self, my most honest self, my most present self, and I'm not going out lying, cheating, conniving, second guessing, stabbing anybody. That's the deal. And that's
I'm gonna steal that shit next time I play Survivor. I'm gonna steal your. I mean, I'm gonna do all the other stuff, but I'm gonna steal your shit. I mean,
you can't pay me $500,000 to lie. That ain't worth lying to anybody. That's the rest of my life. You're gonna see that lie. That ain't $500,000 in a whole lot.
See, but $1 million.
Now we're talking.
now we're talking.
I don't know, man. There's a number somewhere.
But speaking of being authentic, we start seeing a little bit of people wanting to be a little more authentic as Good Vibrations is playing at the club.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got a little Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Thank you.
That's right.
And we learn Alton is tired of being nice to these people. However, he is not tired of getting foot rubs. And boom, time for My Boo by Ghost Town DJs. And Under the Sheets we go. Holy moly. This. So Nehemiah claims nothing happened. Night 2?
Yeah.
But I mean, Alton's just saying he ain't saying.
Apparently nothing ever happens. Apparently that's what I hear. It just, you saw it. That was like just the puffed up sheets, and nothing. No, I didn't get involved because then I know if I know things, I can't get my hands bloody, man. I don't want to get my hands dirty. Because if Yes knows a secret, then he's in the game, and Yes might have a secret against you. So I didn't even want to know. You got a dirty secret? Don't even tell me. Don't come to my door with some weird secret or like about hooking up, or you want to talk about Alden and talk about somebody. I'm not the place.
Well, I don't think they were doing sock puppets or whatever.
Well, we can just say it right here. No. They're hooking up. I'm not trying to say they're not hooking up. They're hooking up. You see it. They go under the covers. They're hooking up. Come on. There's hooking up going on in the house, and it happens. That's real.
I'm a jealous man. If I were Alton, that would be me right there, right now.
Yeah, living out there, there's lonely weeks. Everybody got a different game. Yeah, let's put it that way. So everybody got a different game.
Well, I'm for it. So coming out of this is possibly one of my top 10 scenes this entire season with LT, Mark, and Cyrus talking. I mean, it was just like fucking mob bosses talk. I mean, if they had like fucking velour zip up tracksuits, it would have the only thing that would have made this fucking scene better. It was just
Mark always says, "Love it, man. Yeah, love it." He always ends it with it. Love it. He gives this little nod of approval. Love it. Yep. Sounds like trouble. Love it.
Yeah, it was just 3 OG motherfuckers just talking OG fucking talk and just men being men.
Yeah, he's just let him think he's gonna overpower you. He won't. And then you're gonna get that moment. And you're gonna gas him up. I was like,
you got him, man.
I'm living for this right now.
Yeah, that's Lieutenant LT, man. He's the lieutenant, man. He just he's always answered with, "Yeah, motherfucker, of course. Yeah, hey, you want an egg, motherfucker? Yeah. Hey, let me give you a hug, motherfucker." He's just serious, man, all the time. He's amazing. Man, me too, dude. And that guy, when we were talking about like social issues, Black Lives Matter, all this different social justice stuff, that dude's got chops. He's hella smart, and he's grown up in a community that's seen so much, lived so much, through so much. Man, he brings a lot to the table. He's not just your guy that's your typical, as your trainer at the gym kind of guy, or even a football player or whatever. Like that dude's got from the academics all the way to the athletics. It was cool. He went over my heart too. We were on the show in the past, and we were wrestling and battling against each other, and we used to scrap, but he and I related a lot on the challenge over this concept of integrity together, and he had birthed a lot of it, and I just support it.
I love it. Good stuff. So it's time for the elimination. Same challenge. That shit was already set up. Might as well use it.
Yeah. We ain't lugging it out.
We're wondering the whole time, what the hell are they gonna do with that thing?
That made me so happy because if that's Survivor, we don't see that challenge.
No.
Days later, they're just like, day 9 has this challenge, day 11 has this. That scrap it. But I'm just like, man, they're on a short. They're just like, shit was heavy.
Exactly.
Like, if it had been like the fucking little the X crowbar thing in the center of they're just like, okay, well you can move that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what's crazy here is we finally understand the vagueness of TJ. So Cyrus and Alton are brought down, and TJ goes, I love me some twists. And Alton's second tiny shoe just drops. And you just go, Alton, you get to pick any of the other women except for Kendall because she won. You want to win these challenges. Remember, you want to win these challenges if you want to get to the final. And
if you want to get to TJ's final,
win those challenges and keep yourself safe. And you're looking at everyone, and you already see in Anissa's eyes, she's like, he's going to fucking pick me. I'm the elimination queen. Yeah. She's going to pick me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was a little we heard a brief rundown of what the challenge was last week, and I was just like, I didn't really get that, but whatever. We didn't see it. Who cares? And so then it's back. I'm just like, oh fuck, he's gonna explain. I'm like, maybe I should pay extra attention. So I paid extra. I'm just like, I think I get it, but I'm not like, why do they have the things on it? And so if I'm Alton, I'm just like, Anissa's probably done this. So
exactly.
I'm just picking her because she probably knows what to do, not because I think she'd be good at it.
Right. And she's been burned on a lot, right? She's the mercenary, right? She's helped so many people over so many years, including me, helped me along the way, helped people along the way, and then they call her in because they know she's good, but she just puts her ass on the line more than anybody, and so she knows it's her. So it's a double-edged sword because I know in speaking with her, she's not afraid of that stuff. That's her career. She's a pro. It's like she said, it's another day at the office, and that's the truth. But also, it's mixed. I know it's mixed because she's like, look, I ain't trying to go out like that too many times,
Yeah.
But for me, it was a lot of. I'm still always watching. I noticed it's so funny. I see myself now. I'm just watching and learning. I'm just like literally vacuuming up all the data I can find. Oh, this is how it goes. Oh my God, we arrived like this. Oh, it might twist like this. Oh, this is how we're gonna vote now. And to see in the past, it was people were sad. Like if someone goes in elimination, people are like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Hey, sorry. And it's like a funeral, and then other people would be like, look, it's not a funeral, man. Fight your way out of this. You can get through this. And there's different perspectives, right? And with Anissa, it was just beautiful to see because she was like, let's go. Yep. We got this. Yeah. And it was like, there's a professional that came to work. Like she came to work and it was like, that's going to be me. There's a way to approach this. And so that leveled me up instantly. That there isn't some like hide from this, be sad about it, be worried and scared, whatever. I respect that.
And I was cool with it. So like when we had the lifesaver, like Mark's like, I'm going to use it. And everyone's under the assumption that the person using the lifesaver should have the ability to pick the replacement nominee. And that wasn't the case. We went to vote and it was like, oh, fuck. So, so Lifesaver's dead. The twist is double elimination. And the guy nominated gets to choose, which is what we originally thought for the Lifesaver. I'm cool with all this. I'm just like, boom, you misguessed there, but it applies here. The world has come back together. I mean, I was just like, perfect. I love this season.
Yeah. Amazing. Wonderful. Well, a lot of us felt that way too, because it's almost like picking these gems of music from the past. TJ and others have picked these gems of little rules of the past and sort of remix those together as well. And so I'm still asking questions with all the people that I'm living with about like, oh, did we in the past ever get to pick? Did this ever happen like that? Or what about double eliminations? Did it happen? Like how did it go? And Anissa and Darrell would help me out. Others would help me out. But those that have been in them all, Derek and Anissa and all them, they were also like, this is great. Cause it's like always, it's the hits from the past.
Love the hits.
Yeah. Love the hits. That's what this season is.
So it's over and under. Did Beth borrow shoes from someone? Because apparently she didn't even have her fucking shoes.
No. we don't really, we getting ready. It's up to you. You want to wear your uniform, you want to wear your flip-flops, whatever. You bring what you got. So it's your mistake.
Flip-flops, or did Alton have his leftover little shoes?
No, I have no clue what happened really, but we ain't always prepared. That's true. That's the truth. Multiple times, she wasn't.
Yeah, which Nehemiah was saying a couple of weeks ago. Big Easy had his outfit on underneath, just in case he was surprised voted in.
We would often do that. I'd be like, Darrell, should I put my outfit on? Darrell's like, I got mine on. We would. Do I wear these shoes or wear the other shoes? Do I put my gloves in my back pocket? Do I need gloves? What do I do? Do I eat or not? Do I eat a lot? Do I drink? That's a consideration every day, every moment.
Yeah.
How much do I eat?
Nehemiah was like, Big Easy thought he was going to have a Superman moment. You ain't getting a Superman moment, motherfucker.
I was going to say Big Easy. Big Easy shows up. I knew this was about me. So let's go. I'm from Kentucky. This is how we do. Yeah, man. No, he wore his jersey under a bunch. He was always ready. His head was in the game. His head was in the game. It was good.
I love it. So we have Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler. I don't have that. I saw in a vinyl group some guy who was like, I found this for $39 the other day, and I'm just like, yeah, I found it for $2 on. It's called eBay. It's a new website. You might
still around.
Yeah. So, but Bonnie Tyler, Holding Out for a Hero, is available on vinyl, and for $2, it can be yours. So, Nehemiah was pretty funny here. He says Cyrus looked like an old man putting up Christmas lights. Cyrus, I love you, but Nehemiah got you on that one.
Got them zangers, man. He got them zangers.
Oh my God. I just imagine myself putting out Christmas lights. So I mean, Nehemiah, throw some mud over here. You win.
The youngsters get to do that. Youngsters get to do that. Nehemiah gets to do that. Timmy gets to do that. They're not creaky yet. Yeah. We were watching all the creaks, man. It was Cyrus's creaky out there, man. It was like the creaks were deafening.
So this is a blowout.
Yeah, it's a blowout, and it culminates in potentially a new rivalry for the All-Star series because Cyrus is pissed. He's like, I came in ready for a one-on-one. This wasn't a one-on-one. Next time, y'all motherfuckers better give me a one-on-one with this motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck him up. And you just have Beth like, so I had a fun time. Great.
She waits. They're friends, right? She calmly waits until he's done. He's done. He storms off, and then she speaks. I mean,
I had fun.
They're pros. They're pros.
Yeah. No one was yelling at Beth this season. This is probably her favorite season she's ever done.
Oh, it has to be.
I was shocked, totally shocked, because she was on the seasons I was on in the past. And I thought oh man, here we go. She's gonna stir the pot. Things are gonna go sideways, and she's gonna have fun with it, like she did in the past or anything. It didn't happen at all. She was cool. She's solid. Came with this mama energy. Came hella brave about stuff. She is always thinking about games. She'd be walking around like, so what do you think? What do you think? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm like, they just poured me a half glass of wine. I'm just chilling. I don't know about what it's going to be. She's taking notes. Some of us scoot around thinking about the game all the time, and others are watching some of the most amazing birds in the trees and the river and the fish and you can't help but be in this amazing setting. It was very calming. Actually, I found it to be calming, despite the madness. I thought I might show up in a windowless bunker. I was ready, But luckily they already did that.
Yes, they worked it out the season before you. So, yes. Where can everybody find you on social media? And because I mean, you're beautiful soul. There's a beautiful energy about you, and of course, you're a beautiful man. And where can they see more of you?
Well, there's some of me on Instagram now. That's Yes on Everything. And then my architecture firm is Yes Architects. So my career in my world is mostly all working in affordable housing and social justice and design and architecture. So I'm a designer. I design a lot of different stuff all over the place, and that's my world. So you can see some of the things I make and the things I design. It's Yes Architects.
Awesome. And we are going to keep watching. We don't know what happens. Next week could be it for you, but I don't think so. I feel like your head's in the game. I love the win them over with kindness strategy. You've won us over, and I'm stoked. This has been. I look for my favorite day of the week is Thursday. So and you're a part of that, and I want to thank you for that.
Well, thank you. And it's a great, thank you for inviting me into this modern ecosystem of all this interest around the challenge and Survivor and other things. It's cool. It's another world to me. And I get to see a lot of new people and meet a lot of new people. Everyone's super inviting. I appreciate it. So thank you for inviting me into your world.
Awesome. Thank you. And if you would like to see this weekend, the world is opening up. I will be at Magic City Wrestling Federation's New Beginnings. That is this Saturday night, May 1st at the Holiday Inn Miami West. That is in Hialeah Gardens, Florida. I would imagine it's in Miami since it's the Holiday Inn Miami West. Anyway, I will be joined by Carlito, Chris Masters, Primo and Epico, Paola from 90 Day Fiance making her wrestling debut. Roddy Piper's daughter, Teal Toombs, will be wrestling as well. I will be your commentator. Go search Magic City Wrestling Federation and get tickets. There's an event right there somewhere. Anyway, I'm excited. I got a 3 a.m. wake up call. I'm on a 6 a.m. flight. I'm heading to Miami. I'm a happy man. So
that's awesome, man. Have fun. That sounds like fun. I think everyone will probably be excited to come show what they've done in the past year and step it up. I feel like everyone's coming out of this now, with whatever new way they're defining themselves. So it's just an exciting time. If you can make it through, if we made it through this far, then here we are.
Is easy. Let's do it.
I hope so.
Alex,
thank you.
Yes, thank you. And we will see you
guys
next week for more at Reality NSFW.
Take care, guys.
Appreciate it.
Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck.
Researched and developed for 3 years to be made by people, not patients, Lucy's created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. Lucy also has a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine in cherry ice flavor. Each and every flavor actually does taste great, and it's convenient and discreet. Products can be enjoyed anywhere, on flights, at work, on the go, even in the gym. I'm so excited that Lucy is sponsoring us because one of my best friends in the world, he's trying to quit smoking. His girlfriend's been getting on him for years. He's a big menthol smoker, and the wintergreen flavor is a really nice substitute for him that he absolutely loves. So this is the thing that you need to check out if you've been trying to kick your tobacco habits.
I have a family member that's tried the pomegranate, and they say it's one of the greatest tasting gums they've ever had. We're not talking nicotine gum. We're talking any gum. So if you've been discouraged by other nicotine gums, try the pomegranate. And also for the lozenge, the cherry ice is allegedly the best. And you know what? I believe them. But as far as enjoying anywhere, I heard at the gym, you get a little extra bump from the lozenge and from the gum.
Boom. It's 2020. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal, and a subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple, you don't even have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down.
Reality NSFW listeners, go to lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR to get 20% off all products, including gum and lozenges. That's Lucy, LUCY.co. That's right, CO, and use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. So that's Lucy.co, and be sure to use that promo code SURVIVOR, and we thank them for sponsoring the Reality NSFW podcast. This episode of Reality NSFW is sponsored by BlueChew. Say it with us, BlueChew. BlueChew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. That's right, we're giving away super hard dicks.
BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. BlueChew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED.
BlueChew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor offices, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online.
BlueChew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. BlueChew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. BlueChew's tablets are made in the USA and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
Hey, if you're looking to give that immunity idol to someone, or you don't want to be voted out of a crater, don't worry, BlueChew's got you covered. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try BlueChew free when you use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew, BlueChew.com, promo code SURVIVOR to receive your first month free. And we thank BlueChew for sponsoring the podcast.